Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance, and that is an AMX 13F3AM, the Tier 6 French SPG, and we're on the south east spawn of Mountain Pass, and we can see alongside this AMX as a GW Panther and an FB207, and the name of the player who's commanding the AMX is Extreme. Let's see if he's extreme in his battle. Okay, and they're off. And all the Arties appear to be travelling in the same direction. And Extreme is making his way up the ridgeline. I think he's backing up so he can move forward again. Climb. That's it. Okay, so a couple of enemies have been spotted. AMX 12 ton, a Prima Victoria. Oh, and there's a Challenger as well up on the plateau. I think they were all spotted by the AMX 1375. He fires around at the Challenger, but nothing comes up, so I presume that round missed. Okay, there's a couple of tanks have gone into the dip. Unfortunately, he can't fire at them while they're in the dip there because the mountains obstruct it. So he's looking at where the Challenger was last seen. And that shot was fired on estimation. But again, there's no results, so it must have landed on the plateau without any damage to the enemy vehicles. Okay, he's moved further down the ridgeline. This will give him good access to the tanks that are in the ice road, and there's an IS-2 there, and an IS as well. The IS is the easier target. He's on the wrong side of the path, and he gets a nice 269 hit point hit there from a splash. Really, tanks should be on the opposite side when they're coming down to this corner, unless of course there's tanks up on the bridge road, in which case then they tend to hug the opposite side to protect themselves. Okay, he's looking to get a shot into that IS-2, indicating that's his target. He's dialed in, rounds out, and that hit the IS-2 right on the front. 190 hit points there. That must have taken out the IS-2's driver at the very least. And he's picked up a lot of stun assist. Looks like the IS is moving forward while the IS-2 moves back. And yeah, he's also got a shot right into his front. That must have damaged him badly. 109 hit points off the initial strike, and then masses of stun assist afterwards. They're both one-shots now. One's got 2 hit points, the other's got 8. They're absolutely suicidal because just the splash is going to take both of them out. He's loaded. He shoots, and he kills both of them with one shot. That was brilliant. That's a Bombardier. I should think the KV-85 that's just moved up the ice road is very impressed. He's taken out both enemy heavies with one shot. Okay, Cromwell in the mountain pass to the west. Round out. And it goes in. Definitely hit the Cromwell. Don't know how much damage he did, but he got a good solid hit there. Okay, AMX M449. A little further along. He's indicating just ahead of it. There's the Primo. He's definitely going for the M4. Rounds out. And another solid direct hit there, 289 hit points, 2 critical hits, and it's pulling away slowly. That would indicate he's got the driver, but unfortunately we lost the KV-85 in the ice road. The Cromwell just took him out. That's a real problem. Okay, it's an OI, and he's taken out, so there's no problem from him now. The ARL's moved a little further along, but he's been taken out. Okay, Extreme is moving a little further south. That'll give him better angles on the tanks that he's trying to hit, which are the Cromwell and the Primo Victoria. Unfortunately, the mountain would have been nearby, would have been in the way if he was trying to hit those. And he's also looks as if he's trying to get angles on the ice road as well. But he's going for the Cromwell to start with. Dialing in his aim. Indicating his target. Lining it up. Letting the reticule contract nicely. He's aiming on the turret. And he wipes it out with one shot. 156 hit points. That's his 3rd kill. Looks as if the FB207 is relocating. The trouble is the ice road is completely open now. Now we know that there was an SU-14-1 in the ice road as well as the Cromwell. And I think Extreme is expecting that one of those two is going to come up this pass and try and make it to their cap. More than likely the Cromwell rather than the SU-14. So he's aiming, pre-aiming at the ridgeline, which is the first time he's going to see either of them to defend their cap. One of them is going to poke up over the edge just to see if anything's there, and then he can hit them. There's the SU-14, and he shoots and he kills it. One shot, 350 hit points, but he has to relocate because the enemy Arty now knows where he is. He was seen. So he's getting behind those bushes and he's clinging on for dear life because that slope is very, very slippery. If you go too far over the edge, you will slide down that slope and it's a slide of no return. Very unlikely to be able to survive it. He's reloaded. He's waiting to go unspotted. Then he'll pull out again and start shooting. I think that's long enough. Yep, he's pulling out now, so he's okay. The big worry was that the Cromwell might come up directly behind the SU-14, but it doesn't appear to have done that. The Cromwell's gone elsewhere. I can only presume that the Cromwell's gone back to the enemy cap. He hasn't been seen. The SU-122-44 is going up the western pass with the Revelarice. The T-34 is on the bridge road. He can't see anything. The Challenger was last seen in the bridge road, but he's not spotted at the moment. In fact, the T-34 is hiding behind the rock, looking down the bridge road. There's the Challenger and the M44. The SU-122 actually saw them. Okay, and the Revelarice is joining him. That M44 is taking a big risk coming up behind the Challenger like that. Probably would have been easier for him to go over the dip and come up that way. Or through the dip, rather. The T-34 is now going up the bridge road. Meanwhile, Extreme is focusing on that ridgeline because that Cromwell could appear at any second. And it's just exactly the right thing to do, just in case. He's protecting his teammates whilst they continue to fire. Although I suspect that they are firing on targets they can't hit because that Challenger is in that valley and the rocks are in the way. So I don't think the FV207 or the GW Panther can hit them. Now the T-34 should be able to see the M44 by now. And instead of going to the cap, the T-34 is going back down the Western Valley. Now he should definitely see either the Challenger or the M44 very shortly. There's the M44. The Challenger's killed. And there's the Cromwell. Now Extreme can hit the Cromwell from here. He's extending his aim. It's just behind that rock, but he can still get him. Either with Splash. He's suffered a lot of hit points, but he can splash him to death. And he has! He splashed the Cromwell. Took him out. Now he's platooned with the Revolurise. The Revolurise took out the T-34. Not the C-34, rather, the Challenger. They both got 5 kills apiece, so that means they're definitely on for a brothers in arms. If they platoon with the T-34 after the T-34 takes out the M40, the last remaining enemy, then they could get a crucial contribution. Well, the M40 doesn't appear to be at the enemy cap area, and the SU-122 is going down the ice road to see if he can find him, whilst the Revolurise comes the other way. There's the M40! The M40's been spotted. And he's been shotgunned by the M40. Oh my god. Well, that means the M40's going to be in reload. T-34 is going down the ice road now, and the Revolurise is coming up from the opposite direction. One of them is going to get that M40. And it's the T-34 that gets the M40. And that's the end of the battle. Let's have a look at the end of battle stats. And it's an ace tanker for Extreme in the AMX 13 F3AM. He also picked up a Bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits, crew incapacitations or module damage. In fact, actually, he got 17 critical hits in total. He also picked up a Fighter badge because he's got at least more than 4 kills. In fact, he got 5. He picked up a Brothers in Arms for getting at least 3 kills apiece with his platoon mate. And in fact, actually, between them, they got 10 kills. He also picked up a Bombardier for taking out that IS and IS-2 with 1 shot. Let's have a look at the team scores. He came second when it came to damage with 1,844 hit points. He was only topped out by his platoon mate with 3,198. They both came top with 5 kills apiece. But the AMX 13 F3 of Extreme came top when it came to XP. Because he is a tier 6 vehicle, whereas the Revolurise is tier 8. So he managed to get 1,237 base experience points. He fired 11 rounds. He got 7 direct hits, 7 penetrations, 4 splash. Did damage of 1,844 hit points, of which 1,494 were at more than 300 meters. He hit 7 of the enemy, killed 5 of them. Did stun assistance of 1,102 and caused 6 stuns in total. On standard account, he earned 34,845 credits. After ammunition resupply, he took away 23,845 credits. On his base XP of 1,237, there was no multiplier, so that's all he took away, I'm afraid. But that was a nice haul of medals there for Extreme in the AMX 13 F3AM. It's a difficult Arty to handle for most people because of the long reload, but you did handle it very well. If you enjoyed this replay, please do give it a like and do subscribe to our channel, and hopefully I'll be seeing you in the next replay.